Please be seated. Happy New Year. Welcome back. I'm pleased to announce that today all incoming undergraduate freshmen will receive a copy of Euclid's Elements as a gift from the college. Please pick up your books from the assistant dean once you sign the college register. As president of St. John's College in Santa Fe, I'm calling the college together for Santa Fe's 111th undergraduate and 172nd graduate sessions.
January freshmen, please rise. Dean Davis, I present our January freshman class of 2029.
Mr. Sterling, these young individuals desire to be made members of St. John's College. They have given evidence of their good character and their ability to undertake the tasks which we have set for them.
Dean Davis, will you present them in the presence of their faculty and in the witness of the college in order that they may complete their matriculation by signing the college register?
Will the members of the January freshman class please come forward as the name of each is called?
Nika Maria Agapov, Middleton, Wisconsin. Noah David Bachman, Lahaina, Hawaii. Miranda Camille Bennett, Edmonds, Washington. Coffee Jasper Jordan Clark, St. Louis, Missouri. Jack Arthur Clark, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, unable to attend. Carmen Clementine Detmer, San Quentin, California. Rowan Morgan Harbor Clark, St. Louis, Missouri. Omer Hutman, Tal Shahar, Israel. Joseph Daniel Kennedy, Mount Vernon, Ohio. Henry Pope, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tavash Reindler, Mesquite, Texas. Oliver Marshall Roderick, Austin, Texas. Shashvut Singh Tiegi, Morgan Hill, California. We would also like to welcome the following readmitted students: Kai Artiaga and Jude Wolf. Please join me in welcoming all our January freshmen.
Graduate Institute students, please rise. Mr. Carl, I present the new members of the Graduate Institute.
Mr. Sterling, these individuals desire to be made members of the Graduate Institute of St. John's College. They have given evidence of their good character and their ability to undertake the tasks which we have set them.
Mr. Carl, will you present them in the presence of the faculty and in the witness of the college in order that they may complete their matriculation by signing the college register?
Will the new members of the Liberal Arts Graduate Program please come forward as the name of each is called?
Margarita Blanco, Santa Fe, New Mexico, attending online. Diego Garcia, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Sarah Gray, Santa Fe, New Mexico, attending online. David Hudson, Dalworthington Gardens, Texas, attending online. Carmen McAllister, Austin, Texas, attending online. Mohamed Bedi Ould Ahmed, Paris, France, attending online. Teague Schneider, Holland, Michigan. Philip Wasserman, Stevenson, California, attending online. Brian Yanez, Mendales, New Mexico. Please join me in welcoming both our low residency and in-person graduate students. And now we would like to welcome President Sterling back to the podium to deliver the convocation address.
Welcome again. Welcome to you new Johnnies, January freshmen, joining the class of 2029, and first semester graduate students. Welcome to family and friends joining us. Welcome back to our whole campus community, including low residency graduate students. And good afternoon on this beautiful, crisp winter day, and here in our beloved Alt Evers room where you may attend senior orals this spring, and you freshmen can expect to have your own senior orals in the spring of 2029. I want to share now a similar message to what I offered your fellow freshmen in August. These remarks do aim at our freshmen directly, but in spirit they embrace you graduate students too. What you are undertaking exemplifies in its own extraordinary way the convictions and aspirations of our college. I wish to explore two themes. First, to reflect with you a bit on what it means to join this, quote, community dedicated to liberal education, end quote. Our most foundational document, modestly titled the Statement of the Program, has long opened with the assertion that St. John's College is a community dedicated to liberal education. Second, I will propose 4 sources of sustaining strength for the journey you all have begun. A community dedicated to liberal education. Who is this community? Let's begin with your cohort. Even within your small band, you come from all over, all walks of life, all kinds of backgrounds. You discovered St. John's along various paths, from a deep love of books or the advice of a favorite teacher, from a Johnny family member, or moved by a visit to campus or the summer academy. Some thrilled by the people you met here or the conversations you joined, some drawn to our bold vision of what a genuine college education can be. Some arriving after attending other colleges or being out of school in the world of work for a season. The whole community you join is small in a way, but it contains more varied backgrounds than many larger communities. And because of the shared course of study and the constant conversation together, which you have already begun, you will experience more diversity and empathize with and learn from this wide range of backgrounds, beliefs, and perspectives, more than is likely in the relative anonymity and dispersion of more conventional colleges. We are also a campus community, including our staff and faculty, who are united by uncommon dedication to the program and to your and their own learning. Our constant practice of shared inquiry requires and fosters mutual civility and respect, inclining naturally toward empathy and friendship. Such civility and respect are modeled daily in the classroom by our tutors. We do not seek facile agreement, nor do we revel in hard-edged debate. We seek to reason together, and as our statement says, again quoting, to learn from our differences and discover more deeply our shared humanity. Radiating out from our campus, you now join the community of all Johnny alumni, whose education was shaped by the same program and community, if varying in details, over the years and decades. And you now live in this remarkable city of Santa Fe, New Mexico, a city in which this college has found a home for just over 60 years. So to what are we dedicated? Liberal education. You know already you have chosen a college that aims to offer as complete an undergraduate education as possible in the most important respects. A complete and generous education, to borrow a phrase from Milton. That is, to go as deep as possible into the fundamental questions, to the roots and foundations of things, and to be as broad as practicable in respect to the range of human faculties and fundamental domains of knowledge and life. Soon, you will be required to, or given the opportunity to, translate Plato and Sophocles from the original Greek, in which you will acquire basic competence, and eventually, you will be asked to work through Einstein's 1905 paper on special relativity, equation by equation. You will sing and analyze music, you will draw flowers and dissect biological specimens, and observe light's wave-particle duality. You will study the works of Adam Smith and of Karl Marx. You will study Euclid's Elements and the genesis and techniques of calculus. You will begin tomorrow with seminar conversations on Homer, and then as seniors, you can expect to explore the works of Virginia Woolf, James Joyce, Toni Morrison, and so much more along the way. You may be challenged by those who see in a phrase like liberal education, neglect of the practicalities of life, but this is a mirage. Every college and university, all of what we call higher education today, cannot avoid balancing three aims, simply put. The pursuit of truth or knowledge as an end in itself, preparation for citizenship or political life, and preparation for career or the practicalities and necessities of our work life. Liberal education neglects none of these, but properly pursued advances all three aims in a well-balanced way. The truth is that what distinguishes St. John's is not that our aims and values are so unusual. It is that we are able to pursue certain widely shared values in a more uncompromising way than most educational institutions. Most educators and academics, if asked, would love to have smaller classes like yours, discussion-driven classes like yours, and highly self-motivated and curious students like you. They too believe all or most students would benefit from much more time with great works of literature and philosophy, read patiently and thoughtfully, and from deeper logical and mathematical study, and from many other areas that are too often neglected elsewhere, but are attended to here. But they and their institutions, for many and varied reasons, are not incentivized and not able to offer these things quite so well as we can. Most other institutions have added aims and added constraints. They must strike a different balance or have a necessarily narrowed focus. You may also be challenged to explain the relevance of studying so closely classics of the past. I recall many years ago hearing our revered former dean, Eva Brann, answer a parent's challenge to that effect in this pithy way, as I recall it. She said, "Our world is technology and democracy. Those are Greek words, and to understand our world today, you must ultimately understand its roots in Greek thought." Properly interpreted, you could almost deduce our whole program from that premise. We are not studying the past as past. We are studying the living roots or natural history of our present world. Liberal education pursued in this broad and deep way is not only relevant today, it is needed seemingly now more than ever. It strengthens you where current society is weak or faltering. It cultivates the habits of mind and character that are needed now to face the dystopian trends of our technological society and the polarization and loss of civility in our political life and discourse. The remedy to these depends on and passes through a renewal of education, one that points strongly toward the heart of what we quietly pursue at St. John's. I'm convinced that there are more people today who see the need for that renewal than there were 10 or 20 or 30 years ago. I offer those as some opening reflections on our community dedicated to liberal education. Now, noble things are difficult, So goes a Greek maxim you will learn to translate. You arrive here, I hope, eager and energized for the work ahead, curious, senses sharpened, but you also know it will be challenging. You came here not for something easy, but for something substantial and therefore challenging. You will struggle at times. Let me point to what I see as 4 sources of strength and sustenance that seem to me well suited to lift you up, to lift each of us up. My hope is that making them explicit can make them more available. The first, which may seem obvious, is not to lose sight of the seriousness or grandeur of the work itself, its height or excellence, its depth or gravity. The works we characterize as great books and the kinds of questions you will pursue are truly impressive, often enigmatic, often dazzling and elevating. Do not let their difficulty eclipse that vision. When the work of the day falters or becomes a grind, remind yourself that you really are doing that hard work and persevering in order to illuminate the most fundamental matters, to cultivate the kind of soul that can dwell near and benefit from great wisdom and beauty and the works that express them. Second, we have one another. There is much in life that isolates us, and typically it is when things seem darkest or most difficult that we feel most isolated. Here, you are closer to many others who can offer empathy, understanding, and support than most students out there are. The small size of this community, your daily study and life together, the common curriculum, the familiarity which your tutors have with what you are doing and with the members of all of their classes, the staff who know well the character of this campus, the program, and all the resources available for getting through times of difficulty, your friends, your classmates and roommates and hallmates. There are truly always more folks you can reach out to and connect with nearby, prepared to help, and likewise, you are there for them. Sometimes it's hard to see that here and in life, but I really believe it can be very true here for each of you, and you should be ready to reach out, open up, rely on, and support those around you. Third, let yourself experience this place, the city of Santa Fe, and our natural setting in northern New Mexico. For some of you, this is familiar, home or like home. For many of you, it may be unlike anywhere you have lived. The geography, climate, culture, and history here are truly extraordinary, and you would do well to cultivate actively an interest in and attachment to the place you are in. That is true wherever we are, but there is so much here that invites and rewards the effort of active attention and exploration. The world-renowned author and longtime friend and supporter of our college, Scott Momaday, whose native peoples were of this land and its history, was one of the great thinkers and writers of place and land. As he wrote, each of us, quoting now, ought to concentrate his mind upon the remembered earth. He ought to give himself up to a particular landscape in his experience, to look at it from as many angles as he can, to wonder about it, to dwell upon it. He ought to imagine that he touches it with his hands at every season and listens to the sounds that are made upon it. He ought to imagine the creatures there and all the faintest motions of the wind. He ought to recollect the glare of noon and all the colors of the dawn and dusk, end quote. This place, which seems austere to some, truly rewards our care and attention. The campus and mountains blanketed in snow, the evening sky at sunset, the brightest stars most any of you will ever live among, the smell of the land after the rain. Likewise, all the art, music, and history present to us just in a 2-mile radius. If you can really make this place part of what it means to be a Johnny at this college, that alone will carry you forward like a wave. Finally, joy. Cultivate a spirit of joy. This does not mean carrying things lightly. What you do here is serious, but it should not be grim. Avoid the temptation often pressed on us by the loud voices in the world to dwell on what is melancholy in things, especially when facing hard work and challenges. Find joy in what you do here, in playful fun, in the deep wonder of insight, in demonstrating resilience in the face of adversity. Delight in the range of what you are undertaking and in the many flashes of beauty in these works. Find joy in perplexity, knowing it's a precondition for learning. Find joy in cultivating your attention against the great counterforces of this age of distraction. Set aside your phones, as the New York Times reported a thoughtful band of our Johnnies did recently. Enjoy physical exertion and moving your body in this wonderful setting. Relish the landscape and the sky. Enjoy the company of your friends and companions. Success at St. John's involves a blend of humility and audacity, as does any worthwhile and adventurous life. The St. John's program naturally elicits both in different ways. If you can remain attuned to sources like these that can strengthen you, that can invigorate you and pull you up and over, through or around the obstacles of the moment, each of you will, I am confident, flourish here. I declare the college in session. Convocatum est.